Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mahjong Talk. I'm your host Peter Vuong. Now let's get started. Right. So hopefully, just give me a minute here. Let me just push this up a bit. Okay. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm a little bit paranoid to make sure that my screen actually splits, because if it doesn't split, then, it's just going to be just me on the camera. So, double screen. Alright, so let's just go for another short game. So what I want to talk about today is basically continuing on with last video about societal norms, I guess you can call it, as well as how people view each other. Because I went through something that kind of made me rethink about that, and it all started with me having a conversation with one of my best friends. He was looking for a car, and I was actually planning to get rid of my car. And well, before that, we actually played a game of Mahjong together, and I was actually explaining to my friends that I was actually planning to get rid of my car. But there was something inside me that basically was like, felt a little bit ashamed to tell them that I was getting rid of my car and I wasn't planning to buy a new one. It was just weird because I knew I was going to get rid of my car, but the feeling that, why am I feeling like it's sort of like a shameful thing to say? That I'm just basically getting rid of my car and don't plan to buy a new one. Like all types of thoughts ran through my head, like, oh, like if I don't have a car, then obviously I can't date anybody. Or I can't, like, drive to other people's houses and stuff. And I then asked myself, why did I feel ashamed about that? And I think the reason is that I was so used to, I guess, having my car around. And now that I don't really need my car, I then realized that, oh, my car actually played a part of my life in certain ways. And then it got me thinking about, what about other people that couldn't get rid of things because they felt that sentiment? And there's nothing wrong with feeling sentiment, mind you. It's just that, things change, and I think people can't fully let go of things that change until it actually does happen. Then they have to do it. So I feel as if, why is it that we hold on to these things, whether it be material things or things that we've achieved in our lives? Because like some people, they like, career driven people that basically work their whole lives to get that career they always wanted, and then they eventually get it. But then, further down the line, either they get bored with it or they eventually lose it, whether they be laid off or whether it be other issues. Let's go for that. And I always wonder, why is it that we hold on to these things? And I think it all starts going back to all the way back to when we first emerged into the world as human beings. Because a long time ago, we didn't really have things like houses and things to call homes. Oh, how much do I lose from that? Oh, not that much. Just 13. No problem. Yeah, like a long time ago, when we humans basically were like no different than other animals in the forest or the jungle or whatever you want to imagine the natural elements be. We were just hunters and gatherers. We basically just hunted for our food. We basically wandered the world. And we didn't really care about where we lived. And all we did was just basically just hunted, eat, and then sleep. And I think many people miss that type of lifestyle. So, no, I don't need that. Maybe I do. This is a really good decision. Why not? I'll give it a test. See where I can go with this. And the thing is that, where's I going with this? Oh yeah. So basically, we humans, we didn't really need to own property. We just basically just wandered, hunt, probably make an open fire and just cook the meat, if we even cooked meat back then. I don't know. I don't even know if we did cook meat back then. This looks like a really good hand to set up. And since we didn't own property, we didn't have to feel like we own anything. We just basically just lived off the elements. But then what changed? What changed is that we became farmers. We realized that we can grow things from the ground, and we had to own land in order to make sure that we had our fair share of food. And also, we had to stay in those areas. We had to stay in those areas that we wanted to control for our own food source. And, you know, people began to leave, and, you know, people started to have, like, separation anxiety and all that stuff because they didn't want to leave their food supply unprotected. And from the book that I brought out to show you guys is called Humankind, A Hopeful History by Rutger Bregman. So you know how a priest basically holds on to their Bible? This is sort of my version of the Bible. It's more of a scientific outlook on how we humans are not really as selfish as we think we kind of perceive ourselves as. And it also explains why we humans think that we're selfish and lazy. It's because we have a negativity bias. We always want to look at the negative stuff rather than look at the positive things. And I try to lean away from thinking about things negatively because I've seen how much it has crippled a lot of people's lives. Not that I've experienced, like, you know, those types of events where people have, you know, suffered a really, really big, huge loss or anything like that. But at the same time, I've seen how people kind of want to look at life very pessimistically. And to them, they think of it as something like, oh, this is natural for me because that's how the world works. And in my personal philosophy, I think the way you view the world is the way you will see the world. And for me, I see the world as I'm pretty sure I've said this on plenty of episodes before, but I view the world very positively. Sure, things are messed up, but I think what I take away from it is that things are messed up, but I will be okay if they're messed up. And I think that's the mindset that I've tried to develop over, I think, the course of maybe during this pandemic, I guess. I haven't been thinking about it for a long time because I haven't realized it, but I think this year I kind of, not awoke, but sort of like came to the realization that that is what I have to be focusing on. Yeah, sure, things are messed up, and you can't really control how people will behave or what people will do. The only thing you can control is how you react to it. Okay, this person declared reach, so I might be in trouble. I might be in trouble here. So hopefully I can get somewhere. Let's see. No. Hey, I have so many honors here. I could have kept those salts, actually. Would have helped my hand a bit. Yeah, get rid of this 9. Hopefully it doesn't...
No.
Oh, dang. I tried to avoid one, but I got into another. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. One strategy about Mahjong is that it's good to win off a player that doesn't earn that much compared to a player that might earn a lot from you. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. So, basically, viewing life in a certain way. Yeah, I try not to feel as if, oh, I should be mad about, whether it be politics or whether it be like humans making a certain decision that affects probably the future of everyone else. Because things change, whether it be good for you or whether it be bad for you. And you can't control how, I would have to say, things turn out, but the thing you can control is how you react to it. And I try my best to react not as harshly as, I would have to say, like now. The universe does have a sense of humor. I try not to react as harshly on myself as well as onto others. Because what are you going to do with that wasted energy? It's just wasted in the end. It's just wasted energy that you're spending on being angry or like holding on to something that probably isn't that much of a big deal. And in fact, when I think about the regrets that older people get, is that they regret worrying so much. And so I try not to worry as much about whatever happens in life. And I always end up thinking about what is it that I have that I should be grateful for. And I'm grateful to be able to live with my parents, be able to save money, and be able to start this YouTube channel with you guys. Because this is our channel. It's not just my channel, it's your channel. And I'm pretty sure that many of you guys are going through your own personal struggles, such as feeling like you're not enough. I know I've been through that, especially with my exes, because I've dealt with their families, and their families would view me as that I'm not good enough for their daughters. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them by all means, because, family, they know you best compared to your best friends. And when people date, usually your friends are the ones that know that that person is meant for you or is good for you in your life. So that's why people listen to their friends whenever they're dating, or they should.
No.
Well, at least it wasn't me this time. Okay, 2,000 points. I think that's the end of the game, right? No. Oh, yeah, it is, because this person is first place. Okay, I think I'm going to engage in another game. Silver Crest. Silver Room. Okay. Yeah, so there are a lot of things in life that will bring you down, and you can't stop those things. But the thing that will bring you up is usually your own mental state of how you perceive those events. So before, I used to be a little bit iffy with my job, because usually people would point out to me that it's like, oh, you're a university student, why are you working in a factory? And all this hodgepodge of reasons. And some people will be like, oh, you should be working in an office job to earn a higher salary and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but when you do an office job, there's also a thing called office politics. And everybody hates that. Everybody hates that. And that's why you always see a lot of YouTubers that have like videos that say, oh, I quit my 9-to-5 job because I couldn't take it anymore. So, and I have friends that actually have office experience, and they did not like it. They ended up saying that, oh, I have to basically just trudge through it because I hate my job. And, whenever I'm on YouTube, I sometimes come across these videos that basically say, oh, I quit my 9-to-5, and now I'm living life the way I want. And yeah, I get envious about that. I think I should go for double pairs. But ever since starting this channel with you guys, my perception started changing. So for me, I wasn't really dredging to go to work. I wasn't dredging it before, but it just felt kind of annoying to me at times. Because obviously, you know, you don't want to get up. There are some days when you just don't want to get up and you just want to do whatever you want to do. But, you know, responsibilities come in and you just have to do what you got to do to survive. Also, I don't like responsibility being the noose around anybody's neck, by all means, because some people have some people feel like they have to be responsible, but it's becoming so toxic to the point where they feel like either way they're screwed, and they feel like they have nothing to look forward to in life. Yeah, I think I should go for 7 pair with this hand. And that's a really tragic life, to feel like you have to deal with so much just to put food on the table. Some people can go through it, some people can't. And life is always going to be hard. It's always going to be hard, and there's always going to be things that are not easy. But at the same time, you also have to think about, are you basically doing this because you're afraid of change, or you're doing this because you feel like it's the only way you can live? And some people feel like it's their only way to live. But this is why people that actually have gotten to the point where they can do whatever they want basically say you have to have a plan. And sometimes that plan doesn't go as you expected. Oh, that's not bad. I mean, I did lose 1,000 points, but it is what it is. Ooh, this I can use. So, all this stuff that basically society tells you that, you know, you have to have like a big mansion, you have to have all these nice things in order to show that you're rich or anything like that. That makes me question about a lot of things, because, you know, it's like going back to that whole spiel I made last episode about how we have to have certain things at certain ages. Sorry about that. That's my dryer. I was drying the clothes while I was talking to you guys, so it seems like it's done already. I'll get that once I'm done with you guys. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. So basically, all the stuff that people say you should have at a certain age, or all these expectations that people say you should have, like practically I'm 30 and I should be already married and living in a decent sized house, but I don't have that. Either of those things. But I'm still pretty much satisfied for what I got. And getting back to what I was thinking about when I was actually telling my friends that I was giving away my car, I then thought about it for a minute as like, what are the benefits of me getting rid of my car? And the benefits is that I don't have to worry about like it sitting there doing nothing whenever I'm at home. I don't have to worry about like taking it for maintenance. I don't have to worry about, you know, paying for gas. All these things that come with the car. And actually, one of the books that I was reading called 2030, the book is basically about the trends in the market and how the future is going to be affected by those trends in the market. And one of the predictions is that people will own less cars, which I think is a good thing, because you know, global warming, or at least climate change, is becoming a big huge issue that a lot of people really wish that we can deal with now. Oh yeah, why not? I don't know if I'm gonna get this tile, but okay, so hopefully I can get this tile. Okay, So there's always a silver lining to things. No, can't do that. So I always try to find... Oh. Let's see, how much? Okay, that's not too much. If it's like less than, I think, less than 3,000, I think I should be okay. Actually, if it's 3,000, I think less than 8,000, it should be okay for me. But yeah, it's kind of hard to fight social pressure because a lot of people have these certain conceptions that basically you have to have certain things, especially when you live below the poverty line, because people want to be relieved of that burden of being poor. And for any of those that are, I know what my best friend that I'm selling the car to, he's in that situation right now. And honestly, if it were up to me, I would just give him the car. But, you know, it's a car and the expectation is that you sell it. So obviously I'm not charging him like $1,000 for the car because he's my best friend. And it's kind of funny because the universe does have a sense of humor, because I was trying to get rid of my car and my best friend is gonna plan to buy my car. And I think the universe does have a little bit of a sense of humor. But I think that sense of humor is called coincidence. And this is why I kind of like want to trust the universe more, because obviously things don't go... Sometimes when you try to put yourself out there, it doesn't really... I wouldn't say it doesn't benefit you, but at the same time, things don't go as what you expect them to go. And I think that's something that we, as people, kind of we don't become okay with. But we have to learn how to be okay with it. Otherwise, you know, life will throw you hardballs and you will just keep missing every step of the way. Okay, ooh, I hope this person doesn't have a Pong of Red Dragon. If they do, then they're gonna have an awesome big hand. This hand looks okay. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because this person really is scaring me because they could have a big dragon in their hand. Let's try that. Ooh. This person has... Oh, they didn't have a red dragon in their hand. But they did get a lot of points. So this game is going back and forth. Okay, the last game. So my final point, I think, is you have to really try to find the positive aspects of your life. And I know that sounds corny, but at the same time, those positive aspects will help you in the end. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, I'm a person that went through it all, and obviously I'm trying to tell you how to live your life. I'm just basically saying as a suggestion. Because for me, I'm still going through that. I'm still going through, like, you know, what can I do to make my life better for myself? And it's not just doing, like, you know, side hustle after side hustle and everything, because I'm a lazy person. I will admit that. I'm a freaking lazy person. This is why I don't really edit that much. Actually, every Saturday is not really a good time of the day, a good day of the week for me, because usually I feel kind of like sluggish. Yeah, that was my dad that just passed by. He always goes outside to smoke. Let's see here. Usually I try to record these before he wakes up, but, you know. It is what it is. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. Looking at life positively. Yeah, I'm still going through that. I mean, every day for work, I would wake up at 4 o'clock. Not because I have to go to work, like, my job is, like, really early in the morning, like, outrageously early. It's just that, you know, that's how my body is used to. I have to wake up at least an hour before I actually have to get to work because my body just needs to prep. And also, I need to exercise in the morning. Otherwise, I would feel completely sluggish and I feel like I don't want to do anything. And also, it's good for my body. Even though I still eat a lot of junk food. Probably should stop that, especially since I'm 30. Actually, like during Friday and Saturday, I bought like Ben and Jerry's ice cream. I think it was like Netflix original flavor. I don't know why Netflix has a flavor for Ben and Jerry's, and I don't really eat those things. I don't really eat like those big. I guess you would say like big, huge pint size ice cream, and it took me 2 days to finish it. Because usually when we have ice cream, it's usually in those big tub ones, and I basically just scoop as much as I feel like I need. But like Ben and Jerry's is like a lot of ice cream. It's a lot of ice cream. It's 2 days worth of ice cream for me. Like when I started eating it, I just couldn't stop eating it. And I realized, oh, I'm gonna totally gorge myself if I keep eating this. So I had to actually put it back in the freezer. But I still ended up finishing it within 2 days. Yeah, and usually, what's the point I'm making with that? Is that, you know, life is just filled with those small moments, like just enjoying a pint of ice cream while watching Netflix or watching shows that bring you back to your childhood days or something like that, you know. It's those small things. And some people forget those small things. Because we adults, we really want to play. We really want to play. We really want to feel like we're a kid again. And many adults forget that. Many adults forget that they need moments to play. That's why we have hobbies. In fact, as I was saying with Saturday, I think was a really good Saturday for me because I actually engaged in a little project. I actually did a little editing on a video I really wanted to make, which was it was just a Game of Thrones, like I would have to say like a Game of Thrones mashup with mathematics. I actually uploaded that last night. And obviously I got a copyright claim on that video, but obviously I'm not monetized, so it's all good. Hopefully you guys can check it out. I worked, I think, about 5 hours on that video, and I'm pretty proud of it because I never edited before. And so it was a video I always wanted to make because the Game of Thrones theme always gets me thinking about mathematics for some reason. And so I made that video, and I really like the way it turned out. I mean, there might be small little improvements I could have done, but at the same time, I'm really proud of that video. And also, it's to sponsor my second channel that I'm planning to make. Okay. Even though this is the same character I'm using, but I didn't win. Unfortunately, I'm third place. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at there, and hopefully you guys enjoyed what you saw, and if you like what you saw, consider hitting a subscribe, dropping a like, or leaving a comment down below on what I should talk about next. So thank you for joining me for today's episode, and I hope to see you next time.